Hey traders, how you doing? It's Scott Schneider from the Live Trading Suite over in the Futures Room, and I am bringing you a shadow short today. It is Monday, April 28th. It's only about, we're heading into almost 1:30 p.m. If you look at the bottom right of my screen, you'll see that the time, it's 1:26 p.m. and that's Eastern time. We've been having a pretty interesting day in terms of, price and value differing from each other. And what I mean by that is price is advertising lower right now. We look at price as the advertising mechanism, time the constant, and volume how you can grade an advertised price. And so we have 70% of the day's activity, the blue shaded area, overlapping to higher compared to the previous day. And that makes sense because we opened on a true gap up in the ES, meaning we opened outside of the previous day's range. In this case, it was Friday's range. We did end up coming back and filling the gap. And then, what price has been doing is since 9:30 a.m. Eastern time, we have been one time framing lower on the 30-minute. So, in this case, we're looking at the profile, but even if you were looking at a candlestick chart, it would just be you'd be looking at a 30-minute time frame, and you would see that we've been one time framing lower, which means that we just haven't been making higher highs every 30 minutes. The present candle in the present 30-minute period, which is an H period right now, has maintained that trend all day. So in about 3 minutes, we're going to head into I period. And what's interesting about a day where you one time frame on the 30-minute from the open all the way to the afternoon, generally, when there will be one or two periods where we stop this one time framing, let's say it's in J period, which would be 2 p.m. to 2:30, or K period, that's usually not going to be an area where you would want to buy. So like, for instance, if in the next period, if I gets above the H high by a little bit, it's usually an opportunity to get on the trend and actually, sell that rally, because so far we've gone, from 9:30 a.m. Eastern time to 1:30 p.m. Eastern time and maintained that pretty strong intraday trend. And one time framing doesn't just occur on the 30-minute, it also will occur on, your larger time frames, and it's even more powerful on, say, a daily or a weekly or a monthly than it would be on the 30. But 30 minutes is usually the lowest time frame you'd want to use it. Obviously, trading is an art, not a science, and people will use it on smaller time frames as short as the 1 minute with success. So you do what works for you. Now, the other thing you want to do in that scenario is you want to confirm that the internals are supporting that thesis, that if we happen to break this one time framing lower and make a higher high on one of these 30-minute periods, that you would want to sell it. And I would say, looking at the internals, that's a lot of dark red on the screen. So you've got, 10 of 11 sectors that make up the S&P 500 dark red from the open, which means they're down more than 50 basis points from the open, not the Friday's close. The only sector that's a little green is utilities, barely. And the weighted AD is pretty negative and has been negative much of the day. And if you look at the iceberg tick, how much paint has been below the zero line, I would say that the internals under the hood would support that. So, it's a good learning experience. I'm not sure if this video is going to be live by the time where you guys could act on it. But, this happens quite a bit. And I think one-time framing is a very wise thing to be aware of and have in your toolbox. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Have a safe week. And I hope to see you in the room. Peace. Hey, this is Scott Schneider from the Futures Room over at ShadowTrader's Live Trading Suite. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you'd like to trade live with me in real time, please click the link in the description below. Have a great day and happy trading.